Equatorial Guinea, a tiny nation, yet the richest and most mysterious in Africa. Have you ever heard of Equatorial Guinea? If not, that's perfectly understandable. This is a tiny country in West Africa, so quiet that many people are unaware of its existence. However, Equatorial Guinea is one of the richest countries in Africa, with an astonishingly high GDP per capita. The source of its wealth? Oil, a resource that has transformed Equatorial Guinea from an obscure nation into an underground tycoon on the continent's wealth rankings. Interestingly, despite possessing a colossal treasure, Equatorial Guinea lives in a great paradox: rich yet poor, luxurious yet strange, and developed yet lacking. Oil flows underground, while on the surface, many people still live in simple houses without electricity and clean water. This country resembles a strange fairy tale, where wealth sparkles only for a fortunate few, while most of the population endures a life of hardship. 1. Equatorial Guinea, a name that sounds impressive, but is surprisingly tiny. Equatorial Guinea has an area of only 28,000 square kilometers, so small that when placed next to larger countries in the region like Nigeria or South Africa, it is like an ant among elephants. Located right next to the Gulf of Guinea, the name Equatorial Guinea seems to be a way for this tiny nation to make a stronger impression. Despite its small size, Equatorial Guinea is quite special, as it is the only African country that uses Spanish as its official language. This is likely the only remnant from its colonial past under Spain, and to this day, this language has become an inseparable part of the lives and culture of the people of Equatorial Guinea. If you visit, you will hear the friendly and warm greeting, "Hola," as if you were traveling in the heart of Spain. 2. Oil, the heaven-sent gift that transformed Equatorial Guinea. The history of Equatorial Guinea turned a new page in the late 1990s, when the nation discovered enormous oil reserves underground. For many countries, oil is like a lucky ticket to a better life. And for Equatorial Guinea, it truly transformed the entire face of the nation. From a small and impoverished land, Equatorial Guinea suddenly became Africa's oil billionaire. If you are curious, imagine a tiny country with tens of millions of barrels of oil flowing beneath its feet. Oil has brought immense wealth, causing Equatorial Guinea to quickly rank among the richest countries in Africa based on GDP per capita. The high-ranking officials here began to embrace wealth as a gift fallen from the sky, investing in the construction of many grand and luxurious projects. However, the truth is that this wealth is not evenly shared, and the people still struggle in their daily lives. 3. Rich but not luxurious, poor but not starving. A strange contradiction, Equatorial Guinea is the epitome of contradiction. On one hand, this country has a high GDP per capita thanks to oil. On the other hand, most of the population still lives in poverty and deprivation. This country has built some modern and expensive infrastructures, but in reality, they lack practical value. Many highways are paved and spacious, yet the traffic is sparse. The grand and glittering Malabo International Airport receives only a few flights each day. Many towering office buildings stand tall but are abandoned, or at best, have just a few lonely offices operating. It is a strange and perplexing paradox, leaving people unsure whether to feel happy or sad. Indeed, it is a country that is rich yet not rich, poor yet not poor, as the people here seem to only catch glimpses of wealth from a distance. The profits from oil flow into the pockets of a small, powerful group, while the majority of the population continues to struggle in deprivation, yearning for a better life. 4. The truth about the scene of wealth in Equatorial Guinea. If you are someone who loves luxury and class, Equatorial Guinea will surely surprise you. This country has luxurious villas, expensive cars, upscale shopping malls filled with high-end goods, and modern office buildings. If you look at the appearance of Malabo, the capital of Equatorial Guinea, you might imagine that this is a smaller version of Dubai. However, all of this is just a smokescreen. In reality, the number of people who truly utilize and own these luxury assets is remarkably small. Ordinary citizens' lives are completely different, lacking and impoverished. The wealth in Equatorial Guinea is merely the tip of the iceberg, when the majority of the national assets are managed by a small group of powerful individuals. This is a poignant picture of a small country, where the people see dazzling wealth right in front of them, but are unable to touch it. 5. Festivals and simple joys, a different picture of Equatorial Guinea. The people of Equatorial Guinea do not let injustice and hardship affect their spirits. They continue to hold traditional festivals, celebrating significant events with lively dance and resounding drums. This is where African culture merges with Spanish heritage, creating a very unique atmosphere that is distinctly Equatorial Guinean. Even without benefiting from the country's wealth, the people here maintain their traditional values and a rare optimism. The colorful festivals in Equatorial Guinea always attract people from all over to come together to celebrate, dance, and laugh. Despite the many difficulties in life, the joy of the people is the special highlight here, and it makes Equatorial Guinea more memorable than ever. 6. A lesson from the resource curse of Equatorial Guinea. Equatorial Guinea is a vivid example of the resource curse phenomenon, where a country has abundant resources but faces management issues that lead to inequality and injustice. The enormous oil reserves could have transformed Equatorial Guinea into a wealthy nation, but due to poor management, the wealth is only distributed to a small group, while the majority of the population continues to live in poverty. This is not only an issue for Equatorial Guinea, but also a lesson for many developing countries. Resources are only valuable when they are managed effectively, fostering sustainable and equitable development. Otherwise, abundant resources are merely an empty shell, just like the story of Equatorial Guinea. Conclusion about Equatorial Guinea: a country of contradictions and peculiarities. Equatorial Guinea resembles a mysterious fairy tale, where oil is the magic lamp and power is the genie. This country symbolizes the coexistence of wealth and poverty, representing the stark contrast between luxury and deprivation. This is a place where highways are sparsely populated, magnificent airports are desolate, and lavish high-rise buildings are rarely occupied. Equatorial Guinea shows us that sometimes wealth is not just a number on a GDP chart, but also involves sharing and justice within society. This small nation serves as a reminder for all of us about the true value of resources and development.